everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I thought I would start a 12-hour reading challenge. I got this idea from Steph Loves. She did a 24-hour reading challenge. I'm a slow reader, so I thought let's start with 12 hours and see if maybe one day I can work up to a 24-hour one. My interpretation of this challenge will be that I'll be seeing how much I can read within 12 hours cumulatively. So it won't be consecutive. I'll start and stop a timer when I'm reading, and this will be kind of like a vlog style with my thoughts and feelings as I'm reading and kind of just giving you updates whenever it feels necessary. The two books for sure that I hope to finish are The Extraordinaries by TJ Klune. I've been reading this on sprints and I'm 190 pages in, really liking it, so I don't expect this book to take me too long. I've been having a really fun time reading it. And then the next one is going to be a Kindle book, which is The Briar Club by Kate Quinn, and this is my book club's book for this month. That's the intro to the video, and on to the next clip. It is such a perfectly gloomy, rainy day. Freya hates it, but it's the perfect weather for reading. Today, I'm going to start my reading with The Extraordinaries, and I'm going to do it on sprints. But first, I need to make tea. Right, Freya? Do we need tea? Okay, so I'm doing my first set of reading for the reading challenge, and like I had said earlier, starting with The Extraordinaries. But first, I want to show some really cute stickers that I got at Comic-Con today that I'm going to be putting on the back of my Kindle. So this is the first one. It says, "Get in, loser, we're going to hell." Oh, sorry, I didn't have that centered. "Get wrecked" with SpongeBob. How adorable. "Crime time." And this one was an add-on at the end. Pee pee poo poo. Because if you bought 3, you got 1 free. This is the business owner's card, which is just freaking adorable. And deathpedal.ca with her QR code. So let's get the timer started and start reading. All right, countdown begins. So I just got off sprints and I ended up getting quite a bit read. So I started on page 190, I want to say, and I'm at page 297. So I got a little over 100 pages read, and I have less than 100 pages to go now. I had so much fun, and currently my timer is at 9:52:34. On my sprints, I, like, in the breaks, talk about, like, my thoughts and feelings and theories about this, and I have flip-flopped so much between who I think the identities of some of these extraordinaries are, because the premise of the book is a young boy with ADHD writes fan fiction about his favorite extraordinary that lives in Nova City, which is the city that he lives in, and he has a huge crush on Shadowstar. But he's also navigating high school and trying to navigate getting on track with his ADHD and doing his father proud. And throughout that, it becomes apparent to the reader pretty quickly, so I don't feel I'm spoilering, that the superheroes are his friends. But I can't figure out, there's like a villain and a good guy and 2 friends who are options for both. I thought I knew, but I don't. So I'm very excited to finish the book and see who the heck is who. I'm actually going to be playing Minecraft and taking a break from reading. I'm really happy with how much I got read today. For sure, I think I'll finish this book tomorrow. I'm not sure how long it'll take. And then we're going to go into my book club books. So for today, that's my update. finally finished it. I'm at 707.56. I also got through 22% of the Pumpkin Spice Cafe. My book club pulled an audible and we switched from the Briar Club to the Pumpkin Spice Cafe because it's what everyone's talking about right now. So we wanted to get in on the hype. My thoughts about The Extraordinaries. I rated it a 4.25. I thought it was great. I had so much fun. The characters are so lovable. The writing for the interactions between the characters is like heartwarming. Like you just kind of want to give everyone a hug. Like I just loved everybody. My biggest complaint and probably why it didn't get to 4.5 is how obvious the twists were. I don't know if it was intentional by the author TJ Klune to make it so obvious to the reader. So if it is intentional, then 4.5. But if it wasn't intentional, it was supposed to be a bit of a twist, 4.25. So I'm gonna stick with 4.25. 22% of the Pumpkin Spice Cafe. So far, it's okay. The writing is fine. And the characters are fine. I obviously love the setting. Who doesn't want to be in a small town in fall that's just like Stars Hollow? That's everybody's dream, right? No, in all seriousness though, the vibes are great. And I will say, like, just getting to know the characters more, I'm starting to be more invested. Tomorrow I'll be doing some audio reading on my way into work. I'm currently reading a book by Julia Quinn, who is the author of the Bridgerton series, and I will insert the book here. I completely am blanking on the name. I'm about halfway through it, and you know, it's a fun Regency romance, which is just my total jam. Quite a bit read yesterday. I think it's close to 20% of my audiobook, The Lost Duke of Wyndham. I listened on my way to and from work, which I'll be doing again today. So that's about an hour. And then I also did sprints last night where I was listening to my audiobook and also cross-stitching. And that was about an hour and a half of listening. So right now, as it stands, I'm at 449.49, which is kind of crazy. Yeah, I'm making really great progress. I thought I would have a harder time doing this, but it's been so much fun. I feel like I've gotten a lot of reading done. I don't really have anything else to say, to be honest. I just got a lot of reading done, so that's great. I'll for sure get a lot of reading done today because I have an hour of driving. And then I'll be doing sprints, I think, tonight as well. I haven't decided if I'm going to finish the audiobook that I'm doing or if I will, or if I will just read my physical book, which is The Pumpkin Spice Cafe. I don't really want to pick it up, to be honest, but I hope my first impressions change.
A few moments later.
Our little gecko, Dijon, unfortunately passed away. We think last night or yesterday. So we had to bury him. I'm pretty upset about it. I loved him dearly. He was such a sweet character with so much love, like, for a gecko. We don't know why. We don't think it's the conditions or anything that we've done. It's unfortunately just a fact that these things happen. So to heal my heart a little, even though it'll be broken for a while, I've decided to come to my happy place, which is Indigo. just finished up doing sprints for the evening, my usual Wednesday night sprints. And now I'm going to be heading to bed, but I thought I would give a bit of a reading update because I've actually accomplished quite a bit and I'm pretty happy about. I got to 87% on the Duke of Windham while I was painting my nails. I only have 1 hour and 15 minutes left of that book. I also got to 50% of the Pumpkin Spice Cafe, and I'm starting to enjoy it a lot more now. They just got to kind of the more serious mystery was actually spooky to me, the idea of like what was going on. I'm super excited to find out who is doing this. I'm trying to rack my brain. Is it someone we've met already that's in the town? Is it someone that hasn't been introduced to us in the book yet? So I'm really wanting to read so I can find out. My Kindle says I think I have about 2 hours, 2.5 hours left, maybe a little under that. I definitely think that I'll be finished by the end of the week. I'll have finished both of those books, which would put me at a total of 3 books in 1 week, which is far and above my usual. TGIF, everybody. We went to a poutine fest for dinner, and then we came home and watched a couple episodes of the new season of The Circle. And now I'm going to finish my audiobook for The Lost Duke of Windham while I work on sewing up Freya's stuffy. She has 2 wounds. So we're not going to do a good job, but we're going to do, or we're not going to do a pretty job, but we're going to do a good job. We're going to try. This is what I'm going to do to keep my hands busy while I'm listening. I went and picked up a little sewing kit because I don't have any of it. And I'm going to start reading and finish that book and get closer to finishing the 12-hour challenge. Oh, thanks for the kiss. All right, see you guys on the other side of the book. Good morning. I finished the Lost Duke of Windham last night, and I got the timer down to 1:57:25. So I'm finishing the challenge today. I'm gonna sit down and read while the house wakes up because I have a sleepy Freya here. We're going fishing today, so I wanted to get a little reading in before we went and did that. I rated The Lost Duke of Windham 3.25. The ending, I actually didn't know it was going to go on. Like, I had an assumption based on, basically knowing that all these romance novels end in a happily ever after. So I kind of had preconceived notions of what would happen. But it flip-flopped and actually kept me on the edge of my seat. So that was really fun. My biggest gripe with it, which isn't totally fair to the book, was the narrator just had a bit of a more matronly voice. And because you're reading mostly from the perspective of a 25-year-old woman, I just felt like sometimes when it got spicy, I felt uncomfortable because I was like, yeah, no, this doesn't match. But yeah, no, it was a fun read, and I know that there's another one kind of in this series, so I'll for sure be picking that up at some point. But now we're going to go into the Pumpkin Spice Cafe, chill out in Dream Harbor a bit more, and I hope to find out what's going on with this vandal and who it is, and maybe also get some spice there. We'll see. Good morning. I have officially finished the Pumpkin Spice Cafe. Yesterday, I only got like 25 minutes of reading done, and then after we went fishing, I was exhausted and took a like 3-hour nap. So I got no more reading done yesterday. But today I finished the book. I rated it 2.75 stars. It was okay. I thought maybe it was almost like she was more concerned about creating a great fall vibe than creating good characters. I still liked everyone and was interested in their stories, but I felt like she had so many great plot points that could have been better. The mystery, you know, she even says, there's a quote, "The mystery had anticlimactically solved itself." Maybe this isn't the right type of book for me, but I was looking for more of a mystery versus a typical romance that we know the ending of. I know people pick these sorts of books up for the cozy factor, for something light and easy to read. I just wanted a little bit more, and she had things going on that I was interested in, but they never really were fleshed out or looked into, you know? It was these interesting little side factors that I was like, give me more, please. But instead, I was just learning about how cute the town was and these quirks of these people, which are valuable, and I enjoyed those sorts of things, but I wanted more from what was actually going on. So that's why my rating is pretty low. I honestly probably will read the second book, but I think it was cute and fun and a nice, easy read. And that's partly why these books are so popular, I think. It's a nice form of escapism, where everything is perfect and cute. So I see the value in that. But with all of that, I'm using my phone right here. Okay. And I have 21 minutes and 51 seconds to play out the clock on my 12-hour challenge. I was thinking of doing a bit of a scandalous idea of reading 10 minutes of 2 books, and then the one that didn't capture me the most, I would unhaul. So if you think that's a fun idea, I could do that maybe on a bigger scale. Let me know. Instead of being so cutthroat today, I thought another way I could spend that 20 minutes is to read a short story from this like crazy old book that I got at a store in Toronto. It's called The Romance of London. It's from the 1880s, I think, and it's 2 volumes. I have the other volume over there. So I thought I would just pick a story and start it. I didn't feel like starting a whole new book with only 20 minutes to read because we do have to head out today. Oh, perfect. Supernatural stories, a ghost story explained. I'm going to read this short story for the next 21 minutes, and then that will be the end of my 12-hour challenge. I did it. I did it. I finished 12 hours of reading. I started last Saturday and it is now Sunday. It took me 10 days to read 12 hours, which really isn't impressive, but I had a lot of fun. And honestly, oh, I have a little fire, one sec. Yeah, I'm letting you in. It really isn't impressive. I should have finished this a lot sooner. Basically 2 of those days I didn't read. One, I read nothing, and then yesterday I only read 20 minutes. But this was great. I haven't read this much. I finished 3 books. And I picked up an old hobby, which is cross-stitching. I hope that this little challenge can kind of put me in a good place for continuing to read more and do a little less scrolling and a little less mindless TV watching. I would highly recommend trying this if you're in a bit of a book reading rut. It gave me incentive to read, obviously, but with not a lot of pressure, right? All I had to do was see how much I could read within 12 hours, no end date. In doing that, I read pretty much how many books I read in a month in 10 days. Thank you so much for watching to the end and joining me on my 12-hour journey and challenge. If you like this sort of stuff, please consider subscribing, liking, and commenting down below. And yeah, I'll see you again at some point. Bye. Just as a side note, this book is absolute fire. It's basically just shit talking people from the 1800s or like even the 1600s